For centuries, aliens believed that humans were nothing more than primitive dreamers, a young race playing with metal and fire. But everything changed one frozen morning in Antarctica. Beneath miles of solid ice, a small human research team made a discovery that would shake the galaxy. Dr. Alara Hayes stood inside a deep, glowing cave where the ice pulsed with strange blue light. Her team had uncovered a massive metallic structure, smooth, curved, and humming like a heartbeat. It was not alien. The material matched no known element, and yet it carried faint human markings. "What is this?" whispered one of the scientists. Alara only stared, her eyes wide. "It's not from them, it's from us." They called it the Dimensional Arc. The world governments quickly locked down the discovery. No one outside Earth was to know. But the energy signals were too strong to hide. Across the stars, alien scanners caught the pulse. Curious and mocking, the Galactic Union began to laugh again. "Humans digging up their toys," they said. "Let them play." But strange things began to happen. The arc started to vibrate. Lights formed across its surface like veins of living metal. The temperature around it dropped. Instruments failed. Alara's voice trembled as she spoke into her recorder. "It's not dead. It's waking up." Above the frozen wasteland, the sky shimmered with unknown colors. Birds fled. The ice cracked open wider. The arc released a deep sound, a tone so low it shook the earth. At that moment, Alara realized something terrifying and beautiful. Humanity had just awakened something far older, far more powerful. And it was listening. The laughter from the stars was about to end. The ground trembled for hours after the first pulse. The entire research base lost power, and the sky above Antarctica turned a strange shade of blue. Every compass spun wildly, and communication with the outside world broke down. Dr. Alara Hayes stood near the entrance of the excavation site, staring at the metallic structure. It was changing. The once silent arc was now alive, its surface rippling like water. Lines of white energy moving through it like veins of light. Her assistant, Carter, whispered, "It's reacting to something. Maybe us." Alara nodded slowly. "No. It's remembering us." Inside the arc, symbols began to glow. Simple geometric patterns, almost like constellations. The scientists realized the patterns matched old human cave drawings from across the world. Somehow, humanity had seen this before. Thousands of years ago, back in orbit, alien observers from the Galactic Union watched in disbelief. Their scanners couldn't read the energy. It was beyond their understanding. "Impossible," one commander hissed. "Humans cannot control such power." But deep inside the arc, Alara's team detected a voice, not through sound, but vibration. Identity confirmed, human origin, Earth, access restored. The voice echoed inside every device, every radio, every heartbeat. Then, the arc began to rise. Slowly, the ice fell away as the ground shook harder. A blinding beam of light shot into the sky, piercing the clouds. Carter shouted, "It's flying, it's taking off." Alara stood still, her eyes filled with awe. "No. It's waking the others." Around the world, strange signals started to appear from deserts, oceans, and space itself. The arc wasn't alone, and for the first time in history, the galaxy stopped laughing. Something ancient had just reconnected with humanity. News of the glowing object rising from Earth spread across the stars like wildfire. Alien networks broadcast the event, mocking it at first, calling it another human science experiment gone wrong. But when the dimensional arc released an energy wave that reached the outer colonies, the laughter stopped. Every alien ship near Earth lost power for 7 whole minutes. Inside the research base, Dr. Alara Hayes and her team struggled to control their instruments. The arc floated above the frozen ground, spinning slowly, surrounded by blue lightning. Strange symbols appeared in the air, forming a language no one could read. From orbit, an alien fleet arrived, ships from the Galactic Union sent to contain the situation. Their leader, Commander Threx, sent a cold transmission: "Humans, stand down. That structure belongs to the Council now." Alara refused to answer. She knew they were afraid. The arc was no weapon. It was something beyond their understanding. But when alien ships fired a warning shot into the ice, everything changed. The Ark reacted instantly. Its surface flashed bright white, and a wave of pure energy expanded outward. The blast didn't destroy, it disarmed. Alien ships froze mid-air, powerless and silent. Their engines went dark. Ilara stared up, whispering, "It's protecting us." Then, a new sound filled the air, not from the Ark, but from inside her mind. "Do not fear. The Builders return." Her heart raced. The Builders? Who are they? The voice faded, leaving behind a chilling truth. Humanity was not the first to use the Ark. They were its descendants, the heirs of something far older, in space. Commander Threx watched his powerless fleet drift helplessly and whispered in fear, "What? Are these humans?" The dimensional Ark hovered silently above the Antarctic sky, casting its blue glow over the icy world below. Across the planet, people gathered in disbelief, watching the live feed, a human-made structure floating effortlessly, defying every known law of physics. Inside the command tent, Dr. Ilara Hayes studied the Ark's readings. The energy levels were rising again, but this time, they pulsed in a pattern, like a heartbeat syncing with something far away. Her assistant, Carter, stared at the monitor. "It's sending a signal," he said softly. "But to where?" Ilara's eyes widened. "Not where. To who?" In the cold emptiness of space, near Jupiter's orbit, invisible gates began to shimmer. One by one, massive silhouettes emerged, colossal ships, dark and ancient, each bearing the same glowing symbols as the Ark. The readings confirmed it. They were human. Panic spread through the Galactic Union fleets. "Impossible," shouted Commander Threx. "Humanity never had ships like these." But the truth was undeniable. The Builders, the first humans, the forgotten ancestors, had returned through the dimensional rift. The Ark's voice echoed once more, calm and commanding. "The Builders have awakened. The origin world is restored." As the fleet assembled, blue lightning danced across the sky. Every human satellite, every communication channel lit up with a single transmission. "We were never primitive. We were never alone." The alien fleets retreated, unsure of what they faced. Earth glowed brighter than ever before. Humanity had just stepped into its forgotten destiny. Dr. Hayes watched the horizon and whispered, "They're coming home." But deep inside the Ark's systems, a quiet warning appeared on her screen. Stability compromised. Dimensional rift expanding. The Builders' return was only the beginning, and the real danger had just begun. The skies above, Earth shimmered with light as the dimensional Ark continued to pulse. Across the world, people watched in awe, unaware that their planet had become the center of a galactic storm. The return of the Builders had changed everything, and not everyone in the universe was ready to accept humanity's rise. The Galactic Union, once amused by humans, now feared them. Rumors spread fast, whispers that the Builders planned to reclaim the stars. To prevent it, several alien empires formed a temporary alliance. Their fleets gathered on the edge of the solar system, massive and armed for war. Dr. Ilara Hayes stood inside the Ark's control chamber, surrounded by glowing symbols. The Builders' ships orbited silently, waiting for her command. But Ilara's heart was heavy. "If they attack," she said quietly, "the Ark will defend, and millions will die." Her assistant Carter replied, "They're coming whether we like it or not." Moments later, sensors screamed alien fleets were entering Earth's space. Bright streaks of plasma filled the void. The first warship fired. The Ark reacted instantly. Rings of blue energy expanded outward, forming a shield that stretched across the entire planet. Human ships, guided by the Builders' ancient AI, moved like a living storm. In seconds, alien weapons failed. Their ships cracked under invisible pressure. The galaxy watched the impossible. Humanity defeating empires that had ruled for millennia. But Ilara noticed something terrifying. Every time the Ark used its power, the dimensional rift behind it grew larger, more unstable. Space itself began to twist. "We can't keep fighting," she whispered. "The Ark's energy is tearing reality apart." As alien fleets fell and silence returned to space, one truth became clear. Victory had come at a terrible cost. The war had ended. The alien fleets were gone, their mighty empires broken by the power of the dimensional arc. But victory felt hollow. The sky above Earth was no longer blue, it rippled like water, bending and warping with unstable energy. The dimensional rift had grown wider, spreading across space like a wound that refused to heal. Inside the ark, alarms echoed. Dr. Alara Hayes stood at the central console, her hands trembling as the builders' ships hovered silently outside. Their leader, a tall figure of light and shadow, appeared before her, not human, yet familiar. The ark's power cannot remain here, the figure said softly. The rift will consume both realms. Alara understood. The ark had to leave forever. Humanity had awakened its lost inheritance, but now it risked losing everything. She took a deep breath and looked at her team. Prepare evacuation. I'll finish this. Carter's eyes widened. You can't? If you enter the ark's core, you'll never return. Alara smiled faintly. Someone must guide it home. The builders bowed their heads in respect as she stepped into the glowing chamber.